The New York Knicks have found a hidden gem on their team that all indications prove that this do-it-all style player who can play the wing, the guard, the forward is the next Josh Hart for this team, solidifying another glue guy who's going to come in and fit in perfectly with Tom Thibodeau and the New York Knicks even after the Tom Thibodeau era ends, which, according to my last video, could be pretty soon. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. It's Chris here, and we're going to jump right into things as always. And if you guys are part of that 63% that's not subscribed to Knicks Digest, make sure to subscribe because it's really going to help out the channel. We're on that grind, trying to get to 14K before the Knicks get eliminated. That's a little under 1,000 subscribers away, I believe. Please help out if you guys want to see me get there, but let's jump into the video. We do have a lot to discuss as the New York Knicks, well, they found themselves in a very interesting situation as, for the most part, it's been known for a while that this man, Josh Hart, has truly been one of the most important players on this team. He affects the Knicks winning so much. Since the moment he got there, they did. When the Knicks won 9 straight games getting Josh Hart, and since then, things have not been the same. Josh Hart has really changed things for the Knicks as he's the ultimate glue guy, maybe the best role player in basketball, and truly just great at everything, with the one knock on his game being his three-point shot, which has been very inconsistent with the Knicks, not necessarily bad. Last playoffs, we saw Josh Hart shoot at a 40% clip, something that we're really hoping he can replicate this playoffs as well, as it is going to be very important to hope that the Pistons guard him as long as Josh Hart is in the starting lineup over Mitchell Robinson, something I don't think should happen because I think it helps out both the starters and the bench in completely different ways. It's no knock against Josh Hart. It's just what I think would work better, but we could also talk about that in another video. Essentially, I want to hide Karl-Anthony Towns on Tobias Harris, but there's a lot more to that as well that we will go over in a video before the playoffs begin. So, looking at Josh Hart right now, he's 30 years old. He's got a few years left of being this level of great Josh Hart, but he plays a lot of big minutes, and one day it's going to come where Josh Hart is not the same glue guy, and it's hard to replace him. Except, the Knicks already found him. They already found the next one. This man right here, Kevin McCullar Jr., is the next Josh Hart. The Knicks found a hidden gem in Kevin McCullar Jr., who has been awesome for this team thus far. He hasn't really gotten big minutes in the NBA yet, but in the one game that he did, last game against the Brooklyn Nets, what we saw was a 4-point game and 8 rebounds for the wing. Also getting 2 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block as well. Now, he only went 1 for 4 shooting the ball, but already, I mean, that's a Josh Hart stat line in a bad game. Not necessarily a terrible game, just not a great game for Josh Hart. That's a stat line that you could see him have. Already, Kevin McCullar Jr., who missed an entire year of basketball due to a knee injury, is already showing that he can be that guy, that he absolutely can be this team's next Josh Hart, and that he likely will be this team's next Josh Hart. When Kevin McCullar Jr. was drafted, it took around 14 seconds for people to understand that this is an absolute Tom Thibodeau player right here. He does all the dirty work, is not afraid to throw himself 5 rows into the stands for a basketball, wants to win every single game, super fiery, super competitive, great athlete, phenomenal defender who can guard the 1 through the 4 so well. Also loves to play in that transition game. Excellent passer, will always make the extra pass if need be. He just does what Josh Hart does. It's similar, and you could call him the same thing that Steve Kerr called him, which is a winner. That's the position that Kevin McCullar Jr. plays, because it is tough to kind of gauge what position Kevin McCullar Jr. plays. I mean, there's times where you feel like he could play the point guard, but maybe not his natural position at the NBA. He can play that shooting guard spot. He can play the small forward. He can play the power forward. Wherever you need him, he can be. It's the same thing as Josh Hart has been for the New York Knicks, who now we clearly know is, I mean, this season was the 3rd best player on, or for a while was the 3rd best player on the Knicks. Second half of the season, it was OG Anunoby, who was absolutely phenomenal. That's not a knock on Josh Hart. It's just that OG had that stretch where he was great and also finished the year averaging 18 points per game and should be an all-defensive team this season. Probably the second team, but there's an argument for him to be on the first team. It's just I don't expect him to be, so I'm going to guess he'd go second team. If he doesn't get all defensive, it's going to be absolutely ludicrous. So hopefully he does. As OG passes by my head right now, you can see him right up there. So I keep pointing the finger the wrong way. I'm not usually doing that. But there's a lot of talk just about Kevin McCullar Jr. This is not the first time we've heard these Josh Hart comparisons. As very well-renowned coach Norm Roberts, New York guy, played with Anthony Mason in high school, coached St. John's, said that Kevin McCullar Jr. was going to fit in perfectly with the Knicks, as he's a versatile player who can play on the ball or off the ball offensively, and he's a multiple defensive player who can guard the 1 through the 4. He probably has as high of a defensive IQ as any player Roberts had ever been around in his life, and he's tough as nails. So he'll go guard a 6'9" guy or a 5'11" guy. So that, to Norm Roberts, is a guy that'll fit in right with who the Knicks are and what they want to do. And according to Norm Roberts, as the New York Post mentioned, early comparisons between McCullar and do-it-all Knicks wing Josh Hart are valid, with Roberts saying, "I coached against Josh Hart when he was at Villanova, and they are very similar players." He also compared Kevin McCullar Jr. with former Kansas wing Christian Braun, who won an NBA championship as a rookie with the Denver Nuggets in 2023. Now, is Kevin McCullar Jr. going to win? That's not Kevin McCullar Jr. Is Kevin McCullar Jr. going to win a championship with Josh Hart? With Josh Hart, I guess Josh Hart was up there, so is he going to win one with Josh Hart? Maybe. Is he going to win one this year? It's not expected. Knicks could win it. They're still the 3rd seed. They're still a dangerous team. Don't forget. Don't count the Knicks out right now if you're a Knicks fan. They still got it. However, where things stand right now, it would take a lot for the Knicks to win the NBA Finals, but it definitely is something that's possible. Where the Knicks stand right now, they do desperately need to figure some things out, but at the end of the day, it is something that many, many fans are confident they will be able to do. I'm confident in them right now. And you look at the guys that he's been compared to. Christian Braun, a guy who this season really broke out onto the scenes, averaging 15 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists, while being an excellent defender as well. Getting 1 steal per game. The defensive numbers were great for Christian Braun. Again, another guy who should get some all-defensive team consideration, as he was a key defender for the Denver Nuggets. Many thought the Nuggets would lose a ton of perimeter defense, losing Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and they obviously did, but at the same time, Christian Braun came in and filled in for him like they believed that he could. They were absolutely right on that front, and then so they fired Mike Malone for absolutely no reason, but whatever. What are you going to do? This isn't Nuggets Digest, not our problem. And Josh Hart averaged for this season 13.5 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists per game, having his best season in the NBA as well. 52% from the field and 33% from 3. A good season, a great season from Josh Hart, who in his age 30 season has absolutely broken onto the scenes and shown why he's just such an integral part of this New York Knicks team. So excellent to see. And Josh Hart also did Kevin McCullar Jr. a huge favor, is when Josh Hart broke the record for the most triple doubles in a single season with the New York Knicks. He said that record is cool and a blessing, but at the end of the day, that record is going to be broken at some point. Hopefully later rather than sooner, but it is going to get broken. Getting your first NBA points, no one can take that away from you. It is important that he got the game ball for that, as Josh Hart gave the game ball to Kevin McCullar Jr., who got his first NBA points in the same game. So Hart already being an excellent veteran to Kevin McCullar Jr., and not necessarily a passing of the torch considering Josh Hart's in the middle of his prime, but it is kind of this role of like, you already see Josh Hart on top of also just being a good teammate and kind of being that second in command role of the captain next to Jalen Brunson. There is just a lot to like about what Josh Hart's doing. You understand that Josh Hart's it's not lost on him that him and Kevin McCullar Jr. are similar players. And I think having Hart on the team with McCullar is going to be huge for the New York Knicks going forwards. I would like to see Kevin McCullar Jr. get some time in the NBA next season and actually be in the rotation. A lot of Knicks fans are calling for that, as he's very NBA ready. He was just missing time with that injury, but now he'll be 24 years old next season. He's going to be ready to go. Same thing expected with Tyler Kolek and Ariel Hukporti. So there's a lot to like about these young Knicks right now, but it feels like Kevin McCullar Jr. is the one that we talk about the least. Also, we will talk about some more rookies as well. We have a huge update on Ariel Hukporti that'll come out soon, and we'll also give some stuff on Tyler Kolek and Pacome Dadier as well, because, well, frankly, it's been a while since we've talked about him, and we got to see what's up in the Pacome zone. Guys, if you guys enjoy the video, make sure to subscribe. It helps out a lot, and maybe this guy, Kevin McCullar Jr., will come and hang out with you if you do, and maybe he'll score 4 points and 8 rebounds. But who knows? Do you guys like when the images are up there? Let me know in the comments down below. Made a few changes to the channel. We're just trying to see what works, trying to have some fun here, trying to mix it up for you guys. But thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and go Knicks.